Greetings, survivors. Um, so I have a lot of Ravenhurst episodes. I've been playing it like crazily. Really enjoying that series. So because of that, I'm gonna switch from having the 7 Days to Die modded being the episode that we have every day. We have an episode, except that if I have trouble putting the episode out. And it's going to be Ravenhurst from now on. And this vanilla series is going to, well, not vanilla modded, but vanilla modded series is going to alternate with Darkness Falls. Now, Darkness Falls, there is a update coming. It's not out yet, at least at the time I'm writing this. Um, because of that, um, I'll 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 be restarting my game. I have episodes recorded until something like next Tuesday. So we're getting to the final episodes. These episodes were actually recorded a month ago, over a month ago in some cases. Um, and really didn't know what would happen. But well, let's start. Let's get going with this 7-9 modded episode. Um, so there's a new update. I'm not sure what has changed here, but we are doing some changes on the mods we're using. First, I'm introducing these Guppy Course miscellaneous blocks. We are going inside the game to look at that. But also, oh, steel bars. There's an update available. Okay, I didn't notice that. Let's update the steel bars. No idea what might have changed. Though when we looked at it, were there problems? I don't remember. Let's do this. Steel bars. Who made that mod? Zith. Oh, this here. So we have blocks. And so steel bar centered, blah, 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 blah. We have steel bars. We have rough iron bars centered. That is interesting. And so the rough iron bars upgrade to rough iron bar 01. Steel bars upgrade to steel bar 01. And the centered as well. Interesting. So the material here is steel. The material here is iron. Rough iron bars. Wood dowel bar centered. That's interesting. Material is wood, but there are wood bars, so I'm not sure what's the thing here. And it upgrades to 01 as well. Now 01 max damage 10,000. Is that the only change? Well, it's not that change. So this one is 7,000. The rough iron is 2,500. Which I think is the normal iron bars. What this might be, so you can loot through the iron bar, the steel, through the steel bar from this mod. That rough iron bar might be the same as the iron bar, but allowing you to loot through them. So if that is the case, that would be very interesting, and it will explain the wood bars as well. So the steel bars 01. Not many changes here. but max damage. It downgrades to the steel bars. Interesting. Does the steel bars have a downgrade? No, it gets destroyed. So you can't have a 10,000 then downgrade to 7,000. That will be phenomenal in terms of defense. The rough iron bars 01 have 5,000 max damage. It does downgrade into iron bars. I don't remember if iron bars downgrade into something. No, they also get destroyed. And the wood bars have probably normal wood material hit points, because there's nothing overwriting that value. And then the upgrade of it has 300 hit points and downgrades from the normal bar. Okay, so that's it for the blocks themselves. And you have the recipes. These ones needs the crucible, the steel bars. All of them are made on the forge. Can the wood bars be upgraded to... Yeah, the wood bar can be upgraded to the rough iron bars. And the rough iron bars can be upgraded to the steel bars. So you have a full upgrade path there. You don't need to start out with the steel or the iron. But the wood bars are made on the workbench, not the forge. So they are not as easy to make as the normal wood bars. So there's that. That is interesting. That is interesting. But let me take this out here. So yeah, learn something new there. I don't know about you, but I did. There is an upgrade. I have also enabled the SDX mod from Sphere. All right, let me close this window here. I'm gonna start the mod. So I got an explanation of what was happening, and it works like this. You can have an SDX mod, and that mod provides new functionality in the game. Sometimes you have other mods that use that new functionality. So for example, there is a mod called the Transmogrifier, which changes the size of the zombies randomly. So you have like some smaller zombies, some bigger zombies, some zombies walk slower, some zombies walks faster. That's for the same type of zombie. So the same Arlene can be a tall Arlene, short Arlene, a faster Arlene, a slower Arlene. It can even be a crawling Arlene. So if you enable the transmogrifier, you'd get that. But you can have another mod that uses the transmogrifier, for example, to change just whites. If you disable the transmogrifier mod and you want to use this other one that changes just the whites, the SDX patching has to happen. But the mod stays disabled, even though the functionality provided by it can be used by this other mod because the patching happened, but the mod is disabled. So the transmogrifier itself won't change every zombie in the game. So that's the reason why that patching is happening, even though the mod is disabled so that other mods can depend on that functionality. Okay, the world is still fine. I uninstalled big cities, so I'm changing my my mods to not use the large file thing. In fact, I just updated it. I just finished uploading it. To GitLab without that thing. Okay. So in principle, the big cities, as I speak to you, will now work on the mod launcher, but of course I have to test things and see that everything is right. I also need to update the URL. I changed the URL on the repository because it was I think I put it to name to have uppercase B and C like the other one. Let's pause this briefly. Update URL for mod. I'm updating a post here. And it is going to the new location and the mod is there. The file seems to be there. Okay. Yeah. It was a bit dramatic. So let's go to creative. I really should start this game with creative on because we're gonna use that a lot. So every item on that Guppies miscellaneous blocks mods is starts with Guppies. So see you have mannequins, cones, there's a ton of things here. Let's see, for example, the generator, and let me do this as well. 3:13. I'm gonna roll the time back. Okay, this is actually a generator bank. You can put things in it, and you're gonna use it. So it's pretty cool looking. I don't know if any lights turn on. Let's check that out. Let's get an engine, and I do have gas. So let's put an engine and refuel it. Turn it on. Yeah, it's working. When I turn off the light, it stops making sounds, but doesn't have lights. But it's cool. It's cool. So I'm gonna pick this up so that I won't lose the gas. And throw it away. Cloffin's rack. I wonder if that's actually if you can actually use it as a, no, you cannot use it as a container. But there are things that are stable light, interesting. Has no effect on the heat map. Has horizontal support. It has vertical support. So this I can actually support blocks on it. That's interesting. It's not a electrical light because you cannot. There is no on off, so I doubt it's electrical light. So see, you can attach things to it. It's interesting. So yeah, a bunch of stuff here. But of interest to us, we have a drawbridge which has it's 5 wide, and we have Portcullis, both the 4 and the 5 wide. So let's actually place on this thing here. The drawbridge. This happens to be 5 wide. Yeah. So it has this cool effect of the chain. Suppose you place blocks here so that it won't the chain will seem to be coming out of something, you know? Let's do it like that, for example. See, imagine this block isn't oh, you know what's better? It doesn't occupy any space underneath it. Which means all the thing about the water making it 2 deep instead of 3 is not needed with it, because it doesn't occupy the block underneath it, like the normal drawbridge does. So that's a pretty cool block. It's a pretty cool block. Let's close this thing here. Oh, there's damage. Okay. Right. Now the next block. Yeah, it's making noises here. So the next block of interest is the Portcullis. I have a 5 wide here as well. I can place this guy. So let's say here, these wood frames are only here to help place the drawbridge. So maybe we can place this here. And we can hide this. Alright, so let's open here the door. And now we have some Portcullis. And this is fantastic. One, 2, 3 blocks high, yes, and then the gate extends to 2 more blocks up, which matches the drawbridge. I'm in love with this. Now, I wanted to know what is the, and you have the 4 wide as well. Um, let's place the 4 wide here. Just this one will match the drawbridge there. So is this 1, 2, 3? Yeah, same thing. It's just not as wide. So this will match the game's drawbridge. Now, one problem I think of with this guy here. Let me enter the bug menu. I just froze all the zombies in the game, so there's a screamer there, but she's not gonna move for now. Okay. So one thing I'm wondering is, yeah, hit points. So it has 300 hit points, which is not good, right? By contrast, the drawbridge, no, sorry, not the drawbridge, the garage door, the most basic one has 1300 hit points. So that's 1000 hit points more. And I can upgrade them, and each level has, well, the final level has 4000. And they go down here, so it's 4000 plus 1500 plus 1500. That's over 6000 hit points, almost 7000 hit points to go through all doors. And this thing here has 300 hit points. Okay. The drawbridge has 1000 hit points, which is better. But let's see how many hit points this one has. This one has 10,000 hit points, which is better than 1000. This is something I was feared. No, you can hit it, okay. Just wonder about the hitbox, because if the hitbox is crappy, then oh, I had some wood frames on top of it. Oh my. Wood frame. I lost 8 wood frames. No, I lost 10. This is 5 wide. Okay. Let's return these things here. Now, so that's one thing, the fact that it has less hit points. The other thing is recipes. So drawbridge, not creative. Find drawbridge. So it has no recipes at all. It has no recipes at all. Now, I'm gonna set the time to, it's day 58, that's fine. Day 58 at 3 a.m. I hope it doesn't change the horde night. We'll see when we get back in the game. We'll check that. So let's get out here. And consider this. What we want to do is create a recipe for the guppy stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna go to guppy curs, and there is config and there is blocks. So we want to create a mod that will change the guppy curs miscellaneous blocks. The first thing is these mods are applied in alphabetical order. So I'm going to create a folder called tdd guppies Portcullis. So this ought to be applied after the normal, after everything else. Okay, so ZZZ should ensure that. Now, I'm gonna create a directory called config. That's where recipes go. You can check, for example, grass cutter config. So there is a recipes here. And liquid water also has recipes. So if you say here what the recipe looks like, but I also need my stuff. Yeah, liquid water. The file needs something called modinfo. Okay, the mod. If there is no mod info, you saw how the disabling works, right? So it simply rename the mod info file. So if there is no mod info, the mod is not going to be activated. So I'm going to paste this file here. I'm going to change things here. Website is going to be not applicable. And the name. So it's important that mod name mirrors the mod directory. So liquid water has the same problem that Big City said. It has a space here on the name, but not on the mod directory. That's possibly why liquid water is appearing twice. Now I'm gonna, this one is going to be what? ZZZ guppy. ZZZ guppies Portcullis. ZZZ guppies Portcullis. So that's the name of the directory. It's going to be the name of the mod. And recipes for guppies, Portcullis, and drawbridge. Okay. Save here. That is going to make the mod work. Now I also need a recipes file. So can start here, and I cannot really create a file called XML file. So I'm going to create it from here. I'm going to copy the recipe from something else. I'm going to paste it here. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of how this is working. Just know this, that this configuration in particular that adds a recipe, it works like this. Okay, so it has that format. So you just place recipes here in the middle and keep the rest. We'll look later into what is happening here. We'll not look at that now. Now we do need a recipe. We do need to save this in the proper place as well. Recipes, XML. Now, first off, this file needs to be called recipes XML because the vanilla file with the recipes is called recipes.xml. And the vanilla file doesn't look like that one. You see here it's called recipes and then things, a bunch of recipes, whereas this has configs and append and other stuff. So they're different. I can close this one. They're different. I'm not gonna look into that. Just for the moment, copy as much as you can from things you know that do the same you want to do. That's the best way to start. That's the best way to start. You don't need to understand, well, you need to understand things, but don't try to understand more than you strictly need to, otherwise you'll never get anywhere. I'm gonna go and find the garage door. Right? Well, the search is all the way here. So this is the recipe for the garage door. So I'm gonna get this here. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna place the garage door here. And now I need to place the name. It has to be the same name as Guppies. This is okay. This is none of this is Guppies. Let's go back to mods, go to the miscellaneous config, and you see there is only blocks, has no recipes here. And this is what the 4 wide block is called. Oh, just want to move it here to be easy to go from one to the other. So the name is Guppies Portcullis 4. There's also a Guppies Portcullis 5. So we're gonna come and copy and paste a Guppies Portcullis 5. Right. So this is enough to add the recipes, and they're going to cost as much as the garage door, which is much better than the Portcullis in terms of hit points, but it should be enough to place the recipes in the game. So we're going to start this now, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, we are inside the game. I was looking for the Horde Night to see if it's still day 58. It is. But I was also looking at this fair localization gap solution, looking for stuff, found stuff on liquid water, Manux, and Russian dude makes solar panels. So in principle, the localization stuff is working. Let me freeze any zombies. Don't see any zombies. It's fine. Liquid water. Pool-sized bucket. Full pool-sized bucket. This block here doesn't have localization. Just the blocks that are available to craft. Localization wasn't working, and I changed a bunch of stuff. So there are lines for localization. I can actually come here and go to mods and liquid water text and open here. So you see there is a bunch of lines here, but they don't match the item and block names because I changed stuff. So liquid water, liquid terra stone, liquid water, terra liquid stone, liquid water, terra liquid stone. So liquid water, terra liquid stone is here. funny. You know what? These guys here are blocks. These guys here are blocks. These ones are items. So that localization did work for items, but did not work for blocks. Now I don't understand why. I'm gonna ping Sphere about it. So just ping Sphere about that. Now we want to check the Portcullis. And there you go. So there you go, Portcullis with spring and mechanical parts and a lot of irons, etc., etc. Now the problem is it doesn't have enough hit points, right? Even the basic garage door without the upgrades doesn't really have a lot of hit points. So let's think something about that. Let's do something about that. I'm gonna set the time again to 58:30 and exit again. From this point on, the audio problem with the microphone attacked again. It remained for 30 minutes, but then it got back to normal as I started the game. So if you want to look at the configuration changes I made, then you have to go through this 30 minutes of bad audio. Otherwise, just jump to around 50 minutes, and keep watching the video as I start playing the game again. We are now going to try to modify Guppy's modlet. So that's going to be something a little bit more complex, and I have no idea if it's going to work at all. So first off, a new file, again, copy something that exists. In this case, I'm going to copy no, copy itself, and I know I have to have these lines here, and then the ones at the end. But you can pick something that modlets blocks, so you don't have to know what needs to be changed exactly. This is aligned. So I want to modify the Portcullis themselves. Now I know the blocks are these. And in fact, I'll have to, okay, we'll have to be, I cannot do this the way I'm doing it. So that explanation, it's going to come sooner than I really intended to. So this is going to be not on Guppies, but on ZDZ. It's going to be called blocks XML. Okay, so first append means add this stuff. And it has this thing XPath here. I'm not going to enter details about that. But it's basically say, oh, on blocks, add that stuff. So here on Guppies it says, oh, on blocks, add these blocks here. And if we look at the blocks in vanilla, has a bunch of stuff here that it doesn't matter. And then it has blocks and the blocks here. And that's why that thing is saying blocks. Now, I have to go back to the garage door. And garage door metal. It takes, it has a damage of 1300. Now, that is not a lot. Let's say we want to make this strong. It says that it needs higher hit points to account for the area. It's very wide. So let's say we want to mirror the iron bars. Now, the Portcullis is 4 wide or 5 wide. So let's say instead of 1300, oops, I have to go all the way here and make this wider. So first off, I have to say that I want to change the Guppy's Portcullis 4. Damn it. I have to add a property like this, saying what's the max damage that the Portcullis should have. So this is done by saying xpath blocks block at name equal Guppy's Portcullis 4, and then I can grab that property there. And there are tutorials on the internet explaining XPath. You can look them up to understand what exactly is going on here. There are sites on the internet you can test XPaths, but I'm not going to look into any of that right now. So let's say I want 10,000 to account for 4 wide and like 4 iron bars side by side. And it's true that the Portcullis is also 3 high, but I'm not going to make this, I'm not going to multiply it by 12, just by 4. So just to account for how wide it is and not how high it is either. Because in the end, yeah, you have to like make concessions. You can make these absurdly difficult to destroy blocks. 10,000 is the same as the drawbridge, so I think it's a pretty good match there. Now, I'm also going to come here to recipes in vanilla. And instead of looking at the recipes for the garage door metal, I'm going to look at the recipes for the drawbridge, which happens to have 10,000 hit points. So the drawbridge with 10,000 hit points has 100 forged iron plus wood, springs, and mechanical parts. It's a pretty good setup. 20 springs, 30 mechanical parts. I think that's for 10,000 hit points. I think that's fair. So we're going to go back here and we're going to change this, and you see it's more springs and more mechanical parts, and then there's the wood things. But I'm going to replace resource wood with something else. Thinking either concrete or cobblestone. say cobblestone because it's like medieval stuff. So the name is resource cobblestones. So we're going to go back here on recipes. Instead of resource wood, it's going to be resource cobblestones. It's not going to be 1,000. Let's just consider how many blocks it would be on the sides. So it's 6 on each side and then 2 in the middle, 8 blocks. For flagstone, that would be for just 32. Then cobblestone would upgrade that. You know what? 100 cobblestone is good enough, I think. Not even the 80 cobblestone blocks, because it's not really adding any more damage. It's the same thing. Now I'm also going to make a property to change the Portcullis 5. And for the 5, I'm going to add 2,500 more to the max damage, because I think it's fair. It's the amount of zombies that can stay in front of it and hit the thing, you know, at the same time. And that means even count the ones that come on top of each other or go in the middle and stuff like that. So since I upgraded that, I'm also going to upgrade this. I am going to add more forged iron. So instead of 4, it's going to be 5. So let's go to 125. But I'm going to keep the same cobblestone, spring, and mechanical parts, because these things are really more like for effect. Oh, it moves, so it needs springs, we need mechanical parts. This is the thing that it's providing the reasoning for how strong it is. We could look at what the iron bars cost. Here, recipes. So if I look for bars iron bars, yeah. They cost 100 units iron. That's the iron in the forge. So you can divide this by 5. 20 clay. So, but let's take this. 100 units iron, 20 clay. Let's look for resource forged iron. I'm gonna do something here. Resource forged iron. It's 10.5. So 10 iron and 5 clay, and I want iron bars again. So this is 10.5 and this is 120. So that's less than 10 forged iron on the clay side. It's the same amount of iron as 10 forged iron, and less on the clay side for that. So 10 forged iron is the equivalent of iron bars. And you can check that because the wood bars, it happens, not here. If you look at the wood bars, it upgrades to the iron bars for 10 forged iron. What we have here on the recipe is 100 forged iron for 4 times. So 4 iron bars would cost 40 forged iron, and this costs 100. Or 5 would cost 50 forged iron, and this costs 125. So it's much more expensive, but it's a door, okay? it's
it's not a narrow bar where you can go through. It's a door where you can open, go through, close, and then people cannot come through. That that has a premium, in my opinion. So these two lines should add hopefully should add max damage to the Portcullis so that it's in line with the drawbridge. And then I have the revised ingredients for it. Now we are going in, and none of this has been tested. I just made this as you were watching. There were no experience before to see if that's going to work. Some of it I kind of know, but well, we'll have to see. See you in a minute.
Alright, we're gonna start, and I changed now this to cheat mode on. Cheat mode is the creative, and press F1 to open the console so that if any errors come up we might spot them. We might not either, but let's hope. Yeah, let's hope there is no errors. It's gonna be a little bit difficult because all of the mods that are installed and kept disabled, they are producing error messages. That makes things more confusing. Well, the load actually happened already. So go back here. Keldon, Russian, SMX, Wolf. So trying to load this is the Portcullis loaded. It didn't give any error messages, so presumably it worked. So first off, let's check the Portcullis here. So we have the Portcullis, the new recipes in. The question is, I see the time change. This time is, unless you override that, it's computed from the amount of resources it takes to make the thing. So, and these times means it's going to be hard to make this in time for Horde Night. Now, let's see on creative, 10,000 hit points here, 12,500 hit points here. So it worked. It worked. And since it worked, we're gonna do it. We're gonna come here. We're gonna go get mechanical parts. We're gonna get springs, and we're gonna go down. And we're gonna place. I really need to move this upstairs. One Portcullis here. Oh, the cobblestone rocks. Who had created the putting cobblestone rocks on the recipe? That's stupid. So it's gonna be the 4 wide because that's the thing I have. If I want to make another one later, I'll make another one later. I don't care. I'm gonna move this upstairs. So that's one thing. Let's camp here. Are these the iron forges? Yes, they are. So forged iron, I'm gonna replenish my forged iron here. Okay, this one doesn't have anything. This will run out of wood. 120 minutes. 1500 here. Okay, it's gonna have one more space here. I'm not gonna bother to pick this up because I don't have... I cannot turn it into concrete at the moment anyway. I do have some concrete mix here. That was all I could make with the materials I had. All right. Now the other thing is the blade traps. So I have one serrated blade, well, two serrated blades and one tempered blade. So I cannot make the blade trap. I can make one of these. I can make one upgraded, fully upgraded one, and I can make one just serrated. And now I cannot make the reinforced blade trap because I don't have the schematic. And I don't know where that schematic is going to come from. I can let's pause here just briefly and look into the blade trap upgrades. And we have the recipes saying it's learnable. There's items. There's an item called Advanced Engineering Rank 1, which is a schematic. It has this blade trap thing. They should teach you the schematic for the reinforced blade trap. And the other thing is in progression, Advanced Engineering level 5 should teach the reinforced blade trap. So in principle, when I get to Advanced Engineering level 5, which is intellect 9 at least, so that I can read a magazine and go to 10. So long away. Supposedly it would add here also the that thing. Or I can go to creative and advanced magazine advanced engineering. And now I got confused. The recipes, and looking at the recipe, the wrong thing. No, it's not recipes I want. It's the items. So yeah, it adds an item. Oh, but it's in creative mode. Okay. So if you go here and you get dev blocks here, there. So this magazine would also teach the advanced one. Now, if it's locked behind the advanced engineering skill, I have no problems with that. So I'm not going to take this thing here. Instead, I am going to oh, it takes 3. Uh-huh. So 3 serrated, 3 tempered blades. These are all I have, plus this tempered one here. So I have 2 of each. I have another serrated one here. And I think I have one tempered. So tempered I have 2, but serrated I do have 3. I'll have to sacrifice, well, no, the only one I would have to sacrifice actually is the one on the steel fire axe, but honestly, I don't really need a serrated blade here. It just adds to the damage. I can place the tempered one here. It's going to increase the durability, and the damage is also going to be the same. So that works for me, and that does allow me to make the It's here, the serrated blade trap. Now, if I have the serrated blade trap and then I get the tempered blades, I can go to the tempered serrated blade traps using the serrated blade trap I use on the tempered blades. So the upgrade here is, I can upgrade all along. In fact, I can go to the reinforced reinforced. Yeah, so this is not locked. So if I have, for example, a tempered serrated blade trap, reinforced serrated blade trap. If I have a serrated blade trap and still I can go to the reinforced one, I don't need to, I can skip this skill here. In fact, the blade traps should not be able to make them. Then again, I bought them. So I can upgrade them from one to the other. I just cannot make them directly. Now I don't have any more tempered blades here. I have one tempered blade here and now one here. I will need a third one, which I don't see anywhere. So I can make the, okay, I can make the other one. Right, this is closed. The so because my things are busy, I will put this here. I have a bunch of steel, so I can grab this now and get the recipes and go to the reinforced one. I just don't have this serrated. So that's 5 minutes. Yeah, I cannot go upstairs from here. That is according to plan. Now the Portcullis is going to require changes here. Need to move about. 15 seconds, excellent. Yeah. Let me drop stuff upstairs and then I'll be right back. I don't need the mechanical parts. Ammunition goes here. Blocks go here. No, I always confuse the block location. So blocks go here. Gonna drop some concrete there. Some rebars. I'm gonna keep this. The engine I took just for the test. I don't need to keep it on myself. Cobblestone blocks. Yep. So I can get these and these. And can hear the Portcullis would really enhance my stuff. Yeah. So I can place it here. And here. Gonna do this. I didn't want the zombies crossing through there, but It's gonna be fine. I have to go back there later. There you go. With my increased speed. Wow, I love it. Okay. Open that one. Well, if it is open, it does leave some blocks here. So I am going to probably go have this go up. For now, that's just for looks. Oh no. Okay, just across here. Oh shit. This guy does a ton of damage. 4,000, and then it's going to go down twice. But this thing now has a lot of damage. As much as this one, the drawbridge. Ground here took some damage. Okay. Beautiful. I can make... wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I have no other words for this. Yeah, so the drawbridge, the thing I was talking about, no. Oh, yes. So let's get the guppies drawbridge. Place this so that just that it's easy to... Damn it. Okay, so here's the big difference between this drawbridge and this drawbridge here. Okay. So this drawbridge is on that block there, right? On that level. And then I can come up here. Now, this drawbridge, on the other hand, is one level above it. And it doesn't occupy the block below. Now, the question is, if I have the bicycle come here, if it's going to hit it. I suspect it will, whereas in this case it won't. I strongly suspect that's the case. Oh yes, this one cannot be picked up. Yeah, lots of stuff. Telephone booths. Small stone house. This is more like a fireplace sized thing. Barricade. Guppy's toy pile. Scaffolding. It's a lot of nice stuff here. Okay. Get these things. I do need to find the screamer. There she is. Let's see if we can kill her without her seeing us. Where's the stuff here? Oh. Problem with the flashlight is just my weapon. Let's get here.
Let us speak, survivor.
Inventory. Mods. So dice set. I didn't bring any cash with me, I'm stupid. A serrated blade. I'm looking for a tempered one. That's the one I'm missing.
Be seeing you.
But I use all my serrated blades, so I wouldn't mind at all getting that serrated blade there. Open, so the speed is 16 on this guy. It has a better quality than the motorcycle. The speed is 18 on it. Let's get cash. And I'm gonna hit the trader, this trader, buy that, and I'm gonna hit the other trader, the other two traders, and see if they have stuff. I don't have any mods for the serrated blade or the other one. I'm pretty sure I sold that stuff because I would never need it, but now I do. Now I do. I have a lot of structural pricing and even fortifying grip. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for cash. Okay, that's cash. Gonna place a blade trap here. Yes. Where did I use the concrete? Fixing stuff? No, that doesn't make sense. Oh no, upgrading all of that and fixing stuff. Yeah. So is this guy ready? This guy is ready. This guy is gonna be placed right now. This guy is gonna come right here. Perfect place for it. And I have to wire it before hard night, preferably. So this guy here is supposed to be faster. I don't know, the 4x4 feels faster.
Take your
I'll
time.
trust the stats. So I'm gonna get the serrated blade.
Thank you, kind sir.
I'll see you guys at the other trader. Oh, by the way, it's unlocked. Also, the day is red because, well, it's horror night. It is horror night. I'm removing this card because it's just in the way. But I wanted to show the hit point bar enabled. No? I think this is pretty cool. Just don't want these things in the middle of the street. Okay, let's see if this trader has a tempered blade or a tempered blade schematic. So
Many thanks. Something
oh
you
yeah,
like?
we also finished that very simple quest that gave us the 4x4. Awesome. These suck. I'm gonna get them, see if they have gotten better. They're probably on places I've known.
I'm in a bit of a... No need to apologize. I'm in a bit of... Okay, I'll find somebody else. Can you help me with my... Well, that's a shame. Have a safe journey.
I'm gonna get something else, just to get something else.
I really admire you, friend.
No,
and well,
not
I'll
the
hold
waterworks.
this job for you as long... I could really use some... It's rare to find honor in these
This
dark
is
times.
03 is one of the buildings I go all the time. I think it's the Butcher Speed, so it's annoying. But I'm gonna buy the gunpowder, bullet casings, and bullet tips. Did they restock day 61? It's day 58. 57 is okay. It just restocked. It just restocked. Well, no wonder you had stuff that I didn't recall him having. I'll have to duck bill and I did not place any electric fences. It's not really a medieval defense. Blight trap isn't either, but I don't know. It's a little bit in character to have like these traps. Think of the Indiana Jones series, for example. It has a lot of very mechanical traps, such as the blade trap, just not powered by electricity. Yeah, I sold him that. And Daring Adventure magazine. Nope, this guy doesn't have anything.
Thank you, kind sir.
So I'm going to the other one. Here we are. Trader
Make
asshole.
it snappy. I gotta take a crap.
Told you there's trader asshole. Resources. I'm going to buy that. Nothing really interesting me. Another serrated blade. Storage pocket, Muzz, and I sold it. I sold him that. Yeah. There's no way I didn't sell him that. I actually think I have plenty of rebar frames now. Surprisingly. I definitely don't need that. I will buy the glue. Quality 2. ZI. Trigger plates, spotlights. Ammunition. Burning shaft mod. I love burning shaft mod. I do have one. I don't think I need to buy them. But I think I have also enough ammunition. 1000 for 69 bullets. Oh, I think I have enough ammunition. Okay, so we got 2 or 3 serrated
No
traps.
refunds. Deal's done. Now beat it, fucker.
No tempered blades, and usually it's the tempered blades, it's the serrated blades that are more difficult to find. So that's kind of funny. Okay then. That being the case, this is going to be all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.